at this time, you want now?
No action.
No action, but at this time, there's gonna be. At this time, I make a motion pursuant to the West Virginia First Memorandum of Understanding previously entered into by the Preston County Commission to approve and accept Walgreens, the pharmacy, unquote, Bypass Pharmacy, Rhonda's Pharmacy, Plandana Pharmacy, and Truth Pharmacy settlements, and to authorize the president of the Preston County Commission to sign any necessary agreements and or releases regarding the same in case number 21-C-9000, Connell County, West Virginia.
I'd like to second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded as the motion was stated by Don.
Good job, Don.
Right, good job, Don.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Yes.
Document here, and just for the record,
Do
Walgreens.
you want the motion?
Yeah.
The Walgreens settlement was $83 million.
Mhm.
And then the remnant defendants were Truth Pharmacy, $500,000, Plandana Pharmacy, $20,000, Bypass Pharmacy, $20,000, The Pharmacy, $20,000, and Rhonda's Pharmacy, $30,000. And as we discussed, those pharmacies really aren't even in Preston County, those are other areas.
Right.
And just part of the memorandum of understanding. So here's the documents I may approach. Here are what we need. This is Walgreens. Here's a copy just for your document.
This is for me to sign.
Yes, it is. There's that one. I'll grab it there.
A lot of papers. That's for me here.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you.
Here's the one with the remnant defendants if you want.
Okay, thank you.
And then here is the one for the remnant defendants. Kind of the same thing. Your handwriting is way better than mine.
Maybe that's just a good handwriting.
She knows that you can, right? And then she does that say.
Mine's good until I get another.
Can I copy each one of these agreements, mission electronic on this lady's here for you? All right, then I'll sail your way, and I'm just over here to hand these out.
Okay.
These, and I think then we're good. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you can. I'll come right over to you, a copy of everything.
Sorry.
No problem.
Sounds
You are here.
All right, we have no minutes to approve today, so we'll move on to the estate settlement list.
I would like to approve the state settlement list for February 6, 2023 through February 10, 2023 for Bernadette Bechtel, Robert Gaynor, Melvin Record, Robert Ridenauer, and Michael Stahl.
I'll say no.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the estate settlement list, February 6, 2023 through February 10, 2023 for Bechtel, Gaynor, Record, Ridenauer, and Stahl. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes. PIVs.
This time I'd like to move the dispense with the reading. PIVs and accept them in the record for February 9th through the 16th.
I would like to second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to dispense with the readings of the PIVs and enter them into record in open court session for February 9th, 2023 through February 16th, 2023. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. All right, brings
Thank
us to our old business first. Do we have anything under the EMS ordinance discussion today?
I think, do you have a little bit, John?
Well, what I did is I gave you guys a copy. This is the math. It's done. Like I said, there's 3 course actions. There's technically 4, but that 4th one is just basically nothing, which means, well, I'll write that down. But,
Yeah.
what I did was, there was a couple different things that we talked about. I know we had not talked about course action number 2, but that is in the worst case scenario where everybody goes under and the county has no choice but to take everything under. And that number of 5 vehicles is, after I talked to Justin, he said in the perfect world, that's what we need, 5 at any given time, running 24/7. And as you can see, we go down, just cutting to the chase for the hybrid system, that's, you can see where the fee is. I added in the, what the base fee was, and then you have administrative costs. The spreadsheet that's attached has those costs added into it, so you can see where the math is done in each one of them. That 5-year average shortfall is what they gave us. And so I went and used that, adding it all together. That's what each one of those gave us, their average shortfall each year of the last 5 years. It did not include Rollsburg. That's where that total average plus that 15% comes in, because Rollsburg, if they come back online, and also with the different volunteer fire departments, the 3 volunteer fire departments have first responders, that would incorporate them in it. That's at 15% that's additional to that, which is where you get that 552, 662.
So the course of action number 2, I kind of feel like it would need like A and B on this, because if those figures are correct, then that's what it would cost for us to completely run and have EMS services in the county from scratch, then okay, but I kind of feel like, we'll never get to that point where we could afford that as a county commission currently as we are. We would look at contracting that out to another service such as, on EMS or Care, another corporation that is still running, or an organization. So I think that you would have to know what that contract would look like.
Okay, so, I think we're leaning towards more course of action 1. But where did you get your business numbers from in the one?
That is the numbers that were provided to us by Tony, and that's those different things. That's at 15,264, and that is the numbers that Amanda gave us, almost totals everything way back when. 100. If you don't have that, I can give you a copy of it.
I have a digital copy.
All right, and that's where that number came from. And like it says there, that's incorporating 20% off for the discount, which would be the homestead exemption. If you're going to do something like that, you have collectibles, and obviously you have things where people are never going to pay, so you have delinquencies. So that means basically you're going with 80% of the people paying. So
I think we're heading towards the course of action 1, which is the high.
maybe you are, but I'm not.
Well, that's where I'm heading. I think the action plan 2 would be way down the road, and if you had to do that, that would be a build up for 1 or 3.
Well, thank you for taking the time to put these together. I
I
appreciate
just
it.
wanted
Gotta
to-
have
I
something to work
I
from.
just wanted to give you guys the math and show you where things are at. So you have some idea of what it would cost the average person in the county to do what you're looking at doing, what.
I understand where you got these fees from, but the 230,000, are you incorporating that into this annual fee? The one-time cost of the county-owned vehicle plus supplies?
That fee, at one-time cost, is that's what Justin told me,
Yeah.
a supply would be
Are you-
needed.
Are
That
you,
would not be, that's to get costs and things like that. That's a one-time upfront
I know,
payment.
but do you have that calculated into the annual fee or?
No,
Okay.
That is not in the fee, because if
It's
you're
just
going to
one
buy a
time.
vehicle,
Yeah,
you don't want to incorporate that into the fee.
Well, that's
Because
what I
that has to
thought.
be
I just
money
wanted
that
to
the
make
county, that, all that accounts for is the money to pay staff to run the vehicle, and also to fund the existing EMS units that exist right now. That's all that fee incorporates. The other $150,000 plus the $80,000, which is medical equipment supplies that Justin said we need, would have to be put up by the county up front. So there's where your $230,000. That $25,000 to run the vehicle, which is based on $1 per mile per cost for maintenance, everything is, which when I talked to Justin, he said that's a good number to go with. That is part of the fee. Okay? That mileage and maintenance cost, that is part of that fee, because that will be a yearly recurring thing. It will
Well, I know, but we're gonna be able to bill and make up for a certain percentage of that,
correct.
so. I mean, do you see what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
I mean,
there is no, but the thing is, okay, you could put that in and say, okay, you're gonna bill, you're gonna assume you're gonna get 40% back. Well, okay, great. But that's making an assumption that you don't have. Because until you start getting billing, you still have to pay people. So you still need that 668,000 plus to pay that staff right up front, to start paying them before you even, so you have to collect a fee first before you even start billing anything. And also, like I said, you don't know what you're gonna end up billing. You don't know what you're gonna collect. If it's based on national average, it's around 40%.
Yeah.
They do a little bit better here, they're around 45, 46%, which is a little better, but still not, you're still less than 50% that you're gonna collect, so. And then what you do collect,
I mean, I agree.
and a lot of stuff is through Medicare or Medicaid, which is at a lower rate. You know what I mean? So it's a much lower rate that you're gonna collect at.
Well, I think you could certainly, that every time the fee on the action plan 1 would get better. And I don't know if I'm quite sold that you would need that 1.2 million up front based or calculated in the fee to get the system rolling. Anything else, Don?
Good. Like I said, just, I want to give you that information so you guys have it, so you can read through it.
And I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think the shortfall of 668,000, I think, the numbers have definitely improved. I mean, Preston came out in the positive, well, all the EMSs, I think, came out in the positive at the end of 2022. I know they need to raise their wages and everything, but that could definitely be less.
So like I said, I just went with the historical
Yeah,
information they gave us, that's where that, and like I said, really, it's actually what they really came in short is $480,000 plus dollars. Those 4 things did. But I added in that 15% just to be on the safe side, because like I said, Rollsburg were to, get back in the groove.
But I'm pretty conservative here. I think as we get into more of a county managed system, that these EMSs in the county are going to be able to work together better, and the shortfalls I think will trend to be less year after year, or maybe stabilize a little bit.
I would hope, but like I said, I'm just going to go what that national average is.
I mean, Preston came out 170,000 in the positive, so. I appreciate it, Don. I'll work these numbers a little bit, and then we really need to, in the business number, that's just going to be a target, because we don't.
Well, looking at those numbers, Hunter,
I think it
money
could be
that I came
higher,
up with has nothing to do with employee stuff. That's not, all this is based on the number of structures. This fee that's on the spreadsheet, because there's no way for me to know how many people are employed and to know how much that amount would be, whether it be, $5 a person per employee or $2 or whatever.
$10.
The cleanest way to do it, and the simplest way, the simplest solution is the billable structures, which is residences and businesses, which is the number that Connie's office was nice enough to give us, which is that 15,000 plus. And that's where that comes about. So that's based on that, and then like I said, deducting 20% from that, so really it's only like 12,000 something. It still allows for that lower amount of money to be needed. It's less than $50.
I understand, but I would never build businesses that way. But,
Or just build on structure, like I said. That was the simplest way.
that's the simplest way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without
I mean,
knowing-
I would
Without
agree.
going through and doing,
I would
it's
agree.
very
It's
difficult.
The simplest way, but is it the way to achieve the lowest fee and the fairest way?
It seems like the fee's very low, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, because it's less, if you look at it, if you just go, even saying, well, you look at course action 3, it's less than $4 a month.
I know, but I hate to enact a fee to begin with. And if
I
we're
hate
gonna
to
do
too,
this,
Hunter.
it's gonna be the lowest it possibly can be.
Yeah. I
Provide
hate
the
to
best
too.
service, but I would definitely bill based off, an estimate to begin with, and then it can be adjusted year after year based off employee head
Mhm.
count.
But that would have to be part, like I said, I had no way of knowing that. number.
Okay.
And had nothing to work with. So
That's
it's based
fair.
on
Well,
what
I'm-
I knew, what I know I have, I was basing off the numbers I know I got. That we have been presented, that Connie, that Matt gave us, and we know those numbers are legit, so that's what we're going with.
2022,
Hmm.
for 2022.
Yeah, in 2022, and that's and I've seen a couple of people building stuff since then, so, okay, maybe it's
It's
15,000.
not that much different.
I know it's not, I know. It's
Well,
less than, it's less than 1%, but I'm just saying, for instance, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we will continue to, have you heard anything from down in Charleston or any update on that? for
Senate
FEMA
Bill
stuff?
429, I believe passed out of the Senate if I'm not wrong, but where it's at in the House.
I don't know where it's at in the
I don't
house.
know.
I didn't know it passed out.
That's our saving grace of.
Yeah, well. Okay, all right, we'll go ahead and move on. We don't have anything additional for ARPA today.
I just have just one thing.
For EMS?
No, ARPA.
Okay,
ARPA.
Okay.
So I know we've gotten to the point where, as of right now, we're not wanting to, I don't see, as of right now, funding any of the additional ARPA projects for as of right now. But are there some that in the past, like a year ago, maybe it's a year and a half ago now, that you guys decided not to fund, that maybe we should send a letter out to stating that?
I don't think there's any that we decided against funding.
We didn't come around and say we're not funding it, no, we just wanted different information, because there's the list from
And we're
here.
still waiting on some of them. They didn't get the information back to us, correct?
Brewston and Kingwood Civic Center ceiling are the two that are still outstanding.
Right.
I will say
Yeah, we
that,
did present
Right.
award stuff to them, they just haven't done anything.
I'm talking
So,
about the outstanding requests that haven't been the bottom section.
This part,
Yeah,
well, the one, obviously, we know about that, the first one. This one's been funded,
Yes.
yeah.
that's what was took care of.
On Roseburg, there was
Yeah.
the projects, we did one of them.
And this we've discussed already and decided not to do
So
it.
you're just,
anymore.
you're.
But I'm just saying, like.
So are we making a motion not to fund them, or are we still waiting to hold? To
I'm just
see?
thinking some of the projects, like I know, or I would assume that,
Is the one?
I'm just saying, I don't
That's
like
that's
dragging
almost-
out hope of funding if there's no intentions to fund them. Maybe you guys feel differently, but I think there's some of them that we could all agree on that.
I mean, the whole thing is you have to make a motion to do it and vote against it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm serious, if you want to do it that way. I mean,
Well, as we get into the budget, let's take a good solid look at, because we have done funding of some of the requests that have come in
Yeah.
through
Through
other ways, not
Right,
ARPA.
right.
Because it didn't make sense to do it.
Yeah, like some of the ones
Like the
we had.
4-H camp.
Yeah, it was like small amounts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
I'd say,
so.
Okay, well, thank you. I had people asking about outstanding requests and
There's not a
stuff.
whole lot outstanding.
I know there's not, but there's Friends of Cheap Ones from way back, the new Friends of Cheap One.
The
There's-
will run,
Yeah, there's,
That's the other one.
well, they got the
Denver
funding
Water
completely for the
Association.
dam.
yeah,
project,
through
that's
federal
through federal
funding,
funding.
yeah. That's
Um,
surprising, to be honest.
And that bull run repair, that's only been not very long.
Not
ago
too
this
long,
year.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I just talked with her the other day, she didn't mention it.
And then another question I had for you, Joe, where are we at on the Kingwood Water Works and the situation with their ARPA funding, because it received federal?
They are still working to determine whether there is a suitable substitute project on that. When they have something together,
Okay,
we will get that
Okay.
presented.
Okay,
well, thank you.
Yeah, and God only knows when to put it out for bid, you may need that money anyway. You know?
Or a portion of it.
all right, nothing under new business brings us to our facilities manager. Good morning, Mr. LaRue.
Good morning, commissioners.
How are you doing?
Great. Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to come in front of the commission and give a quick update on a few of your buildings, and one of them being the sheriff's office. And we had got good news already today that that Panhandle had did the estimate for how it was before the damage was done by the flood. And the estimator has already turned that information over to the insurance guy, the adjuster. So I do not know why they don't keep us better updated, but it was a concern to all the commissioners, and Commissioner Stone asked me to move that project along as quickly as possible. So of course, that's what we will do. I wish that they would have updated us and we would all felt better. And now, moving forward at the sheriff's office, as you all know, when they took up the hardwood floor, it presented a kind of a sort of a precarious, dangerous situation. So even as early as tomorrow, for sure this week, we will take pieces of plywood and we'll make sure that the paths that they have to walk on while they're utilizing the building, that it'll be safe.
Okay.
So that they can go around and do their daily routine and not worry about falling through the floor.
I knew the rebuild estimator came and then they determined that there was some more demolition work to do,
Yes.
so that slowed the process. Are they done with the demolition
that-
finally?
That is a very good point. So that part of the demolition is not to the adjuster at the insurance company. To Commissioner Thomas's point,
So that's
I
kind of like we're going-
inquired already this morning with Tim Capps from Panhandle, who did the demolition. And that is a very good point. He said, I will get that information to your adjuster very quickly.
It won't be
And
too
to
much.
y'all's
but
point, they can't come up with a number until they know how much
Exactly, we don't have any idea of the number.
how much the remediation was. So the next thing at the sheriff's office, very quickly, is the files that has to be saved. So they will have to be, we have tried to save all the money we could, and all the files that could be destroyed, thanks to Miss Linda Huggins. Her and Dee Dee has been amazing. We have destroyed and taken out every file that can be destroyed now. And they did an amazing job getting with the folks, the powers that be, to what could be destroyed.
Good.
So now we are down to the files that has to be saved.
Yeah.
So we all know that is sort of an expensive process. So very quickly today, we will get that information to that company that restores the files. We're all holding our breath and we all hate it, but they, Miss Christie and Mo has said that those files has to be saved. So we will get with them and we will have that estimate this week, how much it will be to restore those files in the third floor of the sheriff's office. So moving on, as you all know, you did an amazing job quickly approving and signing the contract for the security upgrade at the annex. And I know that they will be here very soon to put in the panic buttons and the extra cameras. And I will reach out to them and see where they're at. That very day, they said they ordered the equipment that they had to sign a contract. So we quickly got that to them. So I know we're moving forward.
Have we heard from DJ on the safety plan for the city?
We have not, and that is a very good point. We will have to get and move that project forward
I'll
very
check with
quickly.
these. Okay.
We will get with BJ and Tony on that, but to your all's point, we're not trucking along quickly enough on that. On a different
Well,
subject,
that's fine, it takes time.
yeah, that's true. So on a different subject, we had very good news. Danny Ridenhour, our custodian slash maintenance slash everything guy, is back today from his knee
I
surgery.
saw him.
It's a great blessing to us. We don't realize all that he does in the day's time. He takes care of many, many things, and it'll be a great blessing to me, and I'm sure the commissioners to have him back. And on that note, Joe Halger has showed me that we had 9 or 10 applicants for the maintenance. Okay. And it, 3 or 4 of them look amazing, look just exactly like an answer to prayer, and that's what we needed. So hopefully, knock on wood, we can move that process quickly, very
So
forward.
we closed out today, we're closing out today
Yes.
on the application.
That was actually closed out yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's right, Monday.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was Monday. What am I doing?
So as the commissioners know, in maintenance and in facilities, we have many projects that we could use the person, as quickly as possible. We, in the courthouse down in Family Court, we have a upgrade coming for that really quickly. And of course, at the sheriff's office, we could work all day, every day. And of course, at the animal shelter, we have projects with the interior walls this winter. So we have many, many projects, and we can quickly get back on track, upcoming things for maintenance. And that is just a short little list of, future projects before now and spring that we need to get trucking along, so.
I do have one more question. So the repointing and sealing of the courthouse, I know they delayed that till spring. Are they planning on
Yes,
coming here soon?
they for sure are coming soon, and they had till June 30th, but there was no way we was ever gonna tell them that. So, me and Mr. Auger has had their finish date way before June 30th, so that we can get them here. But it's my understanding, Commissioner Thomas, that they're gonna start in March.
Oh, okay, so like,
Maybe
right
even,
away.
so it's right around the
Mother Nature
corner. that they
might
will-
change.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've been
Weather
blessed
contingent.
in
It's
the
going
fact
to-
that it's been very mild.
I was
So,
just wondering, I thought they said they'd be back in March.
even if it isn't snow, it might rain. Because
I know I may jinx ourselves, but to Commissioner Smith's point, we have went 11 straight working days without treating nothing. So that is amazing. and-
Oh, man!
I'm sorry, but it is
He just
amazing.
shanked that field goal. He hasn't missed one inside of 50 yards in the all season long.
Even what we got, we're very blessed, even with what we got.
Yeah, you messed up, Jesse,
So
messed
we
up.
may have to treat in snow, but hopefully not. So we're doing really good on the treating and salting, especially when we're really low on labor. It was very much a blessing to everybody. So
No,
thank you all.
you just have to, like I said, you just have to be thankful when things like that happen, work out.
So,
All right.
all right, I think that is my update. Thank you all very
Yes, sir.
much.
Brings us to
It's
our
all-
other Joe Auger with our county coordinator report.
JL and JH.
J-Lo. Sorry.
I'm glad I'm the H. All right. As the commissioners are aware, because you were all here
Uh-huh.
the other day, sitting as a Board of Equalization and Review, that we found that not all the numbers are in from the state people concerning oil, gas, coal, all the minerals on it. So there was that motion to adjourn, but not to adjourn sine die. That was contingent upon a vote by you as the commission to keep the property tax, the land books and personal property tax books, that they remain open until Friday. And so the commissioners would then have to sit one more time to do that. So either there's a
Thanks, sir. This time I move that the 2023 land books and property, personal property tax books remain open until Friday, February 24th, 2023, and the Preston County Commission continues to the Board of Equalization review. A meeting shall be held at 10 a.m. Friday, February 24th, to adjourn the board signing down.
I'd like to second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to extend the review of the tax books. Meeting will be held 10 a.m. Friday, February 24th, to adjourn at that time, the board signing die. Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
yes.
And a letter was sent to the state last week.
Right, I saw one.
On that,
We looked at it
they are in receipt of this.
and acknowledged.
Thank you for all your help with that. Jeff.
All right, on to the next thing.
All right. Carpenter Technology
Right.
Corporation. Since this isn't an exoneration correction, this is basically that the state of West Virginia has acknowledged a clerical error for this company that reduces the machinery and equipment assessment by half because they had shut down. It's gone down from, I believe, 1.5.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that email.
Yeah,
Connie said-
1.589 million.
Yeah, there it is.
And so new assessed value is 953,640. So, since that is retroactive to 2021 and 2022, there would be credit involved, I suppose.
Well, and reading the stuff that the senior tax appraiser,
Sherman.
Kathy Sherman Cunningham, yeah, reading that, it basically says the taxes, if the tax has been paid, the sheriff will refund the same to them, or if more than a year of time has passed, which it has, then the sheriff will allow credit for future tax payable, which is what I assume we will have to make a motion to do.
Basically, if I can say something for 1 second for the people that don't know, basically the state, and this was new to me, I think a lot of us, the state gives a 0.5% tax. Would it be a credit or they just appraise that half the value if you're a non-operational company. So you have your assets in that location in Preston County, but they weren't operational, and the state gave that to them, but then appraised it for the full amount and taxed the full amount. So then the property owners didn't catch that for 2 years, and now we're caught in this refund that had nothing to do with our clerk's office. Our assessor's office. But, so basically we need to prove that we want to do the credit.
Yes, I was in contact with a representative of Carpenter Technology. She said the company is amenable to receiving this money in, I believe the number is $29,992.28 over the next, well, until it runs out, which.
Till it runs out.
Assessors.
Yeah, that would depend on what the assessment value is and everything else, so.
Okay, well,
Motion.
oh, you have it? Okay. Well, I was
Thank
just I move that we extend a tax credit in the amount of $29,992.28 to Carpenter Technologies Corp. to correct a clerical error made by the state tax department. The amount is to be applied towards future tax payments owned by Carpenter Technology.
I will second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to extend the tax credit to Carpenter Technologies. Any additional discussion on that?
No, I think we're good. That's
No, it's unfortunate the state
it's
did not
unfortunate,
do.
but it's the
It's unfortunate that it was such a huge mistake.
Yeah,
And
it
I'm
is.
thankful
Yeah.
that they're allowing us to extend a tax credit. They may never get that money back if they don't continue to do business.
Right,
Or, do that. And,
yeah, it's just the right thing to do.
it is the right thing and it's, we're not trying to pay that money back. That's a huge mistake and hopefully that doesn't
yeah, like I said, when I read
happen
this,
again.
the information, yeah, hopefully.
Honest,
it's
not ready to pour
Yeah.
air out.
I wouldn't discount it for next year, so, right?
Oh, honest, Connie, it's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
I have no doubt whatsoever. I would I'd give you even money on it. You know?
All
We'll
right,
just have to
Okay.
conquer the
Okay.
mountains when they come forward.
all right, let's vote on this. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, in keeping us current with our federal level stuff, I went last week to, renew our SAM, not SAM's, SAM, that's a typo, SAM.gov.
I knew what it said, yeah.
And at this point, because the previous person who was the administrator for our SAM.gov accounts is no longer an employee here, we can't do an employee-to-employee transfer,
No,
at which point we need to send a letter to the feds confirming me as the new administrator. So I've asked that the president be authorized to sign.
I don't even know if that needs to be a motion, truthfully, because it's just administrative paperwork, so.
I don't believe it does.
That's almost like when we had to change it when Samantha took over the president, I had to switch, go online and tell them I was
This
no
is
longer
just a
president,
test.
so, yeah. So,
We'll have to get Angie to.
Yeah,
do
right.
that.
All right, budget revisions?
Yes, we have two budget revisions today. The first is a correction of the carryover amount from last summer. One of the CDs was rechecked. We saw that there was a difference in our favor of roughly $7,000. So we would be moving $7,000 from the fund balance into contingencies where the remainder of the carryover funding is sitting right now.
Okay. You want a,
And what's
motion?
the second one?
And the second one is for a clerical
Oh.
error.
okay,
Basically, the budget revision was made properly here. There was a clerical error in the paperwork that was sent to the state. And it's going to be easier to just reassign the funds here than to go through.
okay, I see, they're
State
changing it,
process.
they're moving it into central garage, okay, yeah,
Okay, well,
And that's $437.
yeah, it's not very much.
I move to approve the budget revisions of $7,437.
So,
Then properly moved and seconded to approve both budget revisions as presented. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
yes,
Yes.
That was actually a favorable revision.
All right, no personnel matters today, legal matters, we already took care of that in executive session, and brings us to miscellaneous correspondence.
I will let you know that the budget, that bill we discussed earlier, 429, is on its second reading in the Senate. So
Second reading.
that's where it's at. So it's still in the Senate.
It's still in the Senate.
And its second reading is today. So,
Nothing miscellaneous, okay.
You could, someone reached out to me this morning, I've been working with him on a road out in Brewston. Trevor Hess has asked to be put on our agenda for April 25th. So if you'll make sure that he is just a citizen with a concern regarding the DOH. And then, Sisler.
Oh, okay, yeah, rough, right?
Yeah. And then I would just like to point out that Commissioner Thomas was crazy this past weekend and did the damn dunk in Brewston to benefit, it was a fundraiser benefiting the Brewston
I've done
Rainbow
it
Fire
for-
Department.
I've done it for 3 years since I started, and every year I get up, they do me at the end. I'm always the last one to dunk, and I get up there by the water, and I'm just
You should be
like,
the first to
Well,
go
I'm like,
because
why
less
am
blood is stirred
why
up.
am I doing this? Yeah, it's like jumping into a mud pit. You know? Anyway, there was $1,500 raised for the fire department, so that was good.
It's great.
Everyone got to laugh at me. It wasn't as cold this year. The first year we did it, it was 15 degrees
Historically
out or
been
something.
snow and the
Yeah.
Yeah, ice.
the
and-
wind.
So I was happy. It was in my favor. So I guess we're in commissioner comments.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else?
Go ahead. I had something, but I've lost my train of thought.
Okay, I just had a, I was researching some of the miscellaneous county properties. And I went to, Connie a little bit earlier and we were talking about them. I was just wondering what's the point of some of the county properties we have? Like, cause I'm new here and I truly don't know. So the ones out on North Preston Highway, part of the water down in Deep Holler, part of the water treatment plants on that property, the treatment ponds. So do they have some kind of lease agreement with us?
I don't see the lease agreement with that.
Okay, well, that was my first one. And then my other one was the property down by the armory or down on the river road.
There's nothing we can do with it, because it was floodplain, we had to take it over. I think that was even before yours.
It was.
And we had to take that one over because there was a house there, and it was, when they redid the floodplain maps, it had to be torn down. And the only way we could get the money from the feds to tear it down and to purchase it was to take it over, but it cannot have anything on it. It's just gotta be the way it
That's
is.
the one at the
It
country
can't,
club.
it's just a
Yeah.
green spot, it's by the country
Yeah.
club, right
Okay.
there, it's right there on the road, yeah. And it can never have anything on it, no structure, no nothing.
So there was a home there.
There was a
And that
family.
gentleman tried to sell that home for years and couldn't because it was in a floodplain.
Yeah.
And then I know Dwayne and Justin worked with him
Right.
for, a
Mhm.
long time to figure out how he could
Could
get some money.
include him on that.
And the only way for it to happen is for the county to basically
Well, do we
take
have
it.
to hold on to that asset?
Yeah, because we can't sell it because no one can buy it and build anything on it. I mean, there's nothing
We're
that can be
supposed to
done.
what, make it a green space or
It
something
has to
like
be
that?
stay as a green space. That's the thing. It can't have any kind of structure on it or anything because that would change the floodplain maps if you build something on it. So it has to just remain as a green
What is
space.
a border?
It goes right up against the country. I'd have to look at the map to see that there's other property there.
Right.
You guys are up against the
There,
front.
you go to the country club.
Yeah, it borders
I
up
didn't
against.
realize that was. the
Ralph
property.
Wilson, wasn't that who?
It was
owned
Ralph
property?
Wilson, yeah.
Close to the driving range.
Yeah.
And
Did it go
So are
to
the
the state for like
taxes
a wildlife?
are the
preserve or
taxes correct
something?
on it, Connie, or?
Well, there is no tax.
There's no tax on it.
The tax department ruled that that was green space.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's why that was that way, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, if we could dig into, because I was looking at the one out at Albright just because I was curious, well, there's two parcels there. There's one right before Woolen Mill where they ran the water treatment line, and then they kind of connect, but they don't, then past Deep Hollow Garage, and then across the road where them treatment ponds are.
The new facility.
The new
Not
facility,
whole-
the state.
Not the whole new facility, just the
Just
treatment
part of it.
ponds. And I was just wondering, I just was wondering what was going on there, to be honest with you.
We can look into it. I mean,
I don't know if there's anything we can do about it.
no.
It's pretty much done deal. I don't know, that was actually done before I was on the commission. If there was any kind of agreement with the state, because they started,
Do you know of
I
anything,
don't
Tony?
know, I don't know about anything.
you know, the one down at the country club, I'm aware of, because I was here when that happened.
Those are the two that you.
Well, I mean, just looking at the Brett's community building in the future, I
just received an email that I just forwarded to you and Angie that was from the Brett's Community Association. They have elected new officers, and so I forwarded that. They just did, yeah, it just came in,
Mhm.
like, literally.
I was up in there because I'm doing some insurance work up in the Brett's community, which is quite confusing because 3 or 2 zip codes meet right
Mhm.
in Brett's. But,
That used to be a post office.
yeah, and some of them still show up Brett's. But anyway, I don't understand why we hold on to the community building and continue to pay for insurance and stuff on it if we're not going to use it. That's just my opinion. I have a couple other things. I want to brag on the fire, not the fire department, the Preston County Sheriff's Office and T.N. Tichenor and everyone else that assisted in the progress in the Jerry Watkins case. So that was the tear out and murder case from 1985, and that person has been charged, so that's great. So we can brag on our sheriff's department for that. Just continuing road issues. There's a big road issue up in Brandonville that I'm working on right now. And I think that's it. You already talked about the dunk at the dam.
Yeah, it was fun to watch you
Oh, yes.
virtually.
My girlfriend had a ball with that. Yeah.
It's always good to get engaged in the community activities and things going on, so.
And I think our work session, it was a lot of input, and that's what we needed. Anything going?
No, I'm just one.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything? All right, this meeting is adjourned.
I will not be here for the equalization because I already had to control that day. So that's all right. I'm leaving tomorrow, I'm actually leaving